Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Life Podcast. I'm here with my friend Zach, and gosh dang it, I just want to hear about your history and hear, you know, really about your childhood, growing up, all that kind of stuff. Get to know you. Actually,
Okay.
I know you are a business owner. Your wife's a business owner, but in real estate, obviously, but also more importantly, husband,
Mhm.
father, and just kind of how you manage all of that and all that.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate being here, and it's nice to be able to have an opportunity to share and think
Awesome.
about your story. You don't always get that opportunity, so we'll
Good
see what
deal.
we
Well,
can.
let's jump right in, man.
Sounds good.
So, knowing that you've been here in the area for you're pushing 20 years now.
Yep.
Good
Yep.
deal. But let's go back to your like growing up and stuff. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one brother who's younger. He also lives here still, and yeah, so just me and one brother.
Any what's I know I'm putting you on the spot now. What greatest memory from childhood? What was your childhood like?
Oh man, greatest memory from childhood. I had a good childhood, good upbringing. I have really good parents. They live up here too, and we oddly kind of moved around a lot. My first 6 years I was in Texas, or I was born in California. We moved when I was like a month old, and then we moved to Texas for 6 years. Back to California for a year. Then we moved to Connecticut for a year.
Holy buckets!
So I was second grade in California, third grade in Connecticut, and then we moved to Arizona when I was in fourth grade. So my first like 7-8 years of life was good. I don't have any bad memories about that necessarily, besides just being kind of nervous, moving schools and doing a bunch of different things. But
Yeah.
that first like 6, 7, 8 years of life was a lot of moving around. And you would think I was like some sort of military kid or something, but it was just my dad taking job opportunities and
Okay.
doing his thing. So
What kind
uh,
of work did your dad do?
he's really always been in the restaurant industry.
Really?
For a couple of years there, he was in the golf course management world.
Come on.
When we were in California and Connecticut, and then he went back to the restaurant industry. So he opened the Texas Roadhouse here in Coeur d'Alene.
Really?
So that was his main gig for a long time.
That's kind of my family's go-to.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's a good go-to.
we're big
I always
Texas
say it's
Roadhouse
hard for me to
people.
go back now because I had 20 years of free food and I would never have to wait in lines or anything, but now we have to wait and pay.
Yeah.
But I never got tired of it.
I totally
20
get
years
that.
eating Texas Roadhouse. We never got old.
How could steak get old?
It doesn't. It was great.
Yeah, when we all have our go-tos, I'm always a steak. I get the shrimp topper, and one of my sons always gets ribs, and I think all the rest of them get steak.
It's a great, I saw it up and close. It's a great business. They do a good job there. It's great. So
now, your dad opened the Texas Roadhouse here. Was he involved in Texas Roadhouse before?
Yep. So he got into Texas Roadhouse when we moved to Arizona in 2001.
Okay.
And he opened a store there. And he was actually the first Texas Roadhouse general manager or whatever, part owner, whatever you want to call him, to do over $1 million in sales in the company.
Really?
In Arizona. And then he took it up here and did the same thing.
So did you ever do like working at the restaurant when you were growing up or whatever?
Yeah. I started out rolling silverware, just during the day, that was an easy way to make some money. And then I started working there when I was probably 16 as a bus boy back in the day.
Come on.
So then when we opened up here, I worked in the kitchen. I worked as a server, bartender. I did everything. Everything.
You're in the Coeur d'Alene one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool,
So the restaurant industry is sort of my blood too, for the most part, before real estate. But, so that was kind of my upbringing, was moving around a lot, and dad was in the restaurant industry.
Yeah, the restaurant industry can be like, I mean, I owned a like the Public House for 3 years, and I'll tell you what, man, there's some hours to put in. At least the way I did it, because
I think it wasn't any different for my dad. I mean, if you want to do it right and you want to do a great job, you got to be there. You got to be there a lot, or you got to at least be tending to it or making sure you're there.
Yeah, totally. And it came down to, like, for me, it was kind of, do I want to hire someone to do it or do I want to do it myself? And
it's tough.
like when you're starting a restaurant and the budgets are tight, and it was kind of like, out of necessity. You just have
Yeah.
to do it yourself.
100%. Yeah. No, it's an incredible, I noticed it was a really rewarding industry. Like
Yeah.
you could really meet a lot of people. You can get
Yeah.
out there and, you're around a lot of different people all day. But like you said, it's a big sacrifice. So
Yeah.
and that was part of my decision in getting into real estate was, what can I do that I can work as hard as I want to, as hard as I can. But it doesn't necessarily, I can also not work when I want to as well. So I can have time to
Yeah.
be around the kids, be at home, so you can have some long nights in the restaurant industry, some late nights.
You can. So you've been in real estate. How long have you been in real estate?
I got in beginning of 2016. So
Okay. So
end of my 10th
how old
year.
were you when you decided to get into real estate?
24.
24 years
24,
old.
yeah.
And
It's a baby.
you're just and where did marriage come into all of this?
2014. So 2 years earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, or a year and a half earlier. Yeah.
So that's if you're, newly married and getting into real estate, isn't there like at the beginning of that, isn't it like it's a little while before you start seeing the fruit of your labor a little
The
bit?
ball rolling. Yeah. 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 I always tell agents now that come on. I mean, it's a 6 month to a year thing, until you get something consistent going, and
Yeah.
that's if you're doing a good job too. So yeah, so it's not the easiest thing to get started in.
Good deal. But now you're a seasoned veteran. And
yeah,
it's all good to go?
I was yeah, when I first got married, I was kind of a late bloomer. I started to go to NIC. I didn't go to school for the first 2-3 years after high school. Started to go to NIC when I was probably 21, 22-ish, right around there. Like right before I got married. And I think once I met my wife, I realized I need to start working towards the future, and wanted to, I knew I liked the finance world. I knew I liked that and just being a part of that somehow. So I started out in kind of going towards the accounting world, and I had this, I want to be an accountant. I had no idea what I was talking about or what I wanted. So I was going to school for that. And pretty much fairly early on decided that probably wasn't going to be it for me. And then once 2016 came around, or 2015, my one of my friends was getting his license too, and a real estate license, and I just decided, this will be, didn't have any sort of goal or ambition or anything like that. It was just, I'll get it too, just to get it, and so I ended up just getting it. And then beginning of 2016 came around. That's when we found out we were pregnant with our first, with my daughter, who's 9 now.
Wow.
And so I pretty much at that point was like, I got no other choice. I'm going all in real estate at this point. And so I finished my 2-year degree, and after that just did real estate full time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, did you go to Keller Williams right away, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you've been with them a long time.
Yeah. I've been at Keller Williams for 10 years. And I started on a team with a team called Team TJB, Team TJ Barnhart.
Yeah, I know him.
You know TJ?
Kevin.
Yeah.
I know Pickford well.
Oh yeah,
I know a lot of people over there.
Yeah, I started with TJ as a buyer's agent, which was great. Yeah, highly recommend that for anybody. It was a great experience for me to kind of start out that way. And
so when you join, what is joining a team? Like what is that like? What does that mean? Do you how does that work in real estate?
So there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different types of teams in real estate, but kind of the basis is, you have an agent who's been in it for a while, who has their brand, or they've made their career, I guess you can say, and they've decided to focus on one thing, which is basically listings at that point. And so they bring on a buyer's agent or two, and basically you now step in and you work buyers only. That's not how every team is, but the benefit of that is you get clients kind of early on, but also you get training. You get a mentor full time. You kind of get they pay for a lot of your things that you do, and basically you're kind of trading off you're getting training. They're kind of paying for a lot of your expenses, but you're also trading via commission as well. So you're not making as much commission, but you're getting all the training that you need for real estate, which a lot of people don't love it, but I recommend it for anyone, because I always kind of tell people, we're willing to go to college to get a 4-year degree to be a doctor, or longer than that to be a doctor, but we're willing to go into debt, to be able to do that. In real estate, it's no different. It's great to have training for the first 2, 3, 4 years if you plan on this being a lifelong thing that you do. So it's like I have a team now, I have a buyer's agent now, who works with me, and so it's kind of cool to see that become full circle.
Yeah, that's cool,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I mean, I see, like I said, a lot of my, I have a lot of good friends that are over at Keller Williams, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty familiar
I
with those
love it. I
guys.
love it.
Good deal. So you got married, like really close to the starting of the real estate and had a child run it. What was that like? As a newly married person, obviously, pretty newly married
Yeah.
person, and then having a child, and then doing the real estate, trying to build that career up when that can definitely be some hours when you're trying to build something.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I feel like I'm just starting to reflect on it now. I mean, our daughter's 9 and son is 7. And it's been a crazy 7 to 9 years, but I mean, I would say when I first got married,
Yeah.
I didn't really have a lot of, I knew I wanted to do something with my life, but I didn't really have a lot of clarity or ambition or understanding of what that would look like. And so I was just working at Texas Roadhouse. I was going to school. And my wife was working as a teacher, and she kind of already went through college. She already had her job and all that. And so I would say there was a time there before we had my daughter, in 2015. I would say it was probably one of the more lower times in my life, more so because not because of marriage or anything like that. That was all great, but it was more so I just didn't have clarity on what I was going to do to
Yeah.
contribute, or as the guy, I didn't know where I was going, and so um once I got into real estate, and then really found out that I was having a baby, it was kind of, it was more of a, okay, I'm ready to go now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so in some ways it made it easier, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna step up, and it's my motivation to work as hard as I can. Um, but I would say that, yeah, the first couple of years there was a little bit tough, just
Yeah.
not really knowing what I was doing or going, or real estate's been great for me, and it's probably any business owner, as like, in the sense of I've never had a boring day. I
Yeah.
mean,
Every day is different.
every day is different. It might be chaos, it might be crazy, or it might be stressful, but it's never been boring. And so I love that part of it. Some days I don't love, but for the most part, I love that. So
Yeah.
yeah, the kids have been a huge motivator, and the more that I've done real estate, the more that I start to realize, like, I can be good at this. I can, and
Yeah.
can really, this could be my life, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I hear great things in the community when your name's mentioned or whatever. See you on social media sometimes. Some of the stuff you do is hilarious.
thank you. Yeah,
I'll be watching and cracking up, going, and humor just has a way of connecting with people.
it
So
does. It
yeah,
does. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm still learning how to do all this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this podcast, and I'm like, when I'm getting ready to put it on or whatever, I'm like looking at YouTube sites. How do you
That's,
do this? I'm trying to figure it out.
that's
So
kind of the beauty of it all, is you don't know how to do it at first. You just do
yeah,
it, and that's what it takes.
yeah, and I'm having a blast doing. I love sitting down with people and hearing their stories, and I try to figure out, like, dude, is there something I can learn, or is there? Because I think we can learn something from
Yeah.
everybody. And so maybe I do this for selfish reasons.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I just try to pick people's brains. So what's it like? Obviously, you've got 2 kids. I know what it's like to be a father. I got 5
Yeah.
kids, and you're always trying to. And I totally get what you're saying when you said, man, when I had your first child, it's kind of like, dude, I got some serious responsibility now.
Yeah.
And that's a huge motivator for a lot of guys. But what's it like, running a business? I know your wife's a business owner.
Yeah.
You want to give a plug for her business while we're on there?
Yeah. I mean, my wife, Erin, she's been probably 5 years now, business owner. Sorry. She's a huge, like, she's an entrepreneur. She likes to create things. She basically created this product that, I'm still trying to understand. I don't know how to explain it that well, but
Yeah.
it's now her company's name is Erin and Mako. It was No Poo Dry Shampoo, but she went through a branding change and all of that. But she sells, like, dry shampoo, things like that, products like that are
Yeah.
non-toxic, that are made with good products and things like that. So that's kind of her big it's kind of her big thing, and I'm proud of her. She's done a great job, kind of pushing through quite a bit,
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
it feels like she's getting ready to really take off, and kind of excited to see what comes of that. But she's the one she's homeschooling right now. She's she's doing all that. She's at home. She's running the business. It's pretty crazy. So
That's crazy. He's homeschooling.
yeah.
Dude, I don't know how ladies do this. I mean, they can multitask so much better than
Yeah, I don't know
guys.
how
That
they
probably
stay
sounds
sane.
sexist for me to say, but it's amazing because, I know with Brooke, running Beaumont Exchange, I think we've had that for 24 years now. But early on, the reason why we did it is because when she wanted to be there with the kids, and
Yeah, pretty
like
cool.
how they multitask all of those things. I mean,
Yeah.
half the time I don't know what I'm doing or where we're going, and I have to check with Brooke, and she's like, "Okay, we're going here on this night. And this is what's going
It's
on."
amazing that they do that and still have a good attitude and still positive.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. Yeah.
So you're basically both entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Raising kids. What's the balance like? Because I know your family's important to you, and,
Yeah.
and being a dad's important. Talk to me about the balance of how that all works out.
Yeah, it's that's a good question. I mean, it's really tough, but we kind of just embrace it. I don't think I don't think there's this part of us that's like we need to just put this aside here and not do this. We obviously we take breaks, but at the same time, I think we just embrace the busyness. We try to involve our kids in that. Try to teach them how to be entrepreneurs too, and kind of just it's not that we'll all work all the time all day, but I've definitely noticed that we tend to just embrace the busyness.
Yeah.
And instead of looking at it as a negative, we tend to look at it as a positive. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I totally agree. And that's why I was asking you, like, how much you were involved in the restaurant business, because Brooke and I do the same thing, like
Yeah.
if there's a way to involve our kids
Yeah.
in what we do, we just involve them. Now my youngest is 16, so they don't really want to be involved.
It's sad.
I'm like, Dad, do we have to? Yes.
But yeah, I noticed you guys did that, and yeah, we do that right now. We want them to have basically the same outlook on life, and want to teach them how to lean into their strengths as well. So it can definitely get a little crazy sometimes, but it's great. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think being a dad's, like, it's pretty high up there on my list of things
Yeah.
that I love. And my oldest daughter got married this summer.
Oh wow.
So that was
Wow.
kind of a crazy deal.
Crazy.
Just it's weird, life just
You've had to go through
it's like 2 months ago she was
him
a
asking
baby,
you
and now
to
she's
asking you
married.
for permission and all that, and that's crazy.
It's weird. Wait, man.
Yeah. See, mine is 9, and she's just still a kid, but she's
Oh.
like becoming more of a grown up.
It's
In some
crazy.
ways, Yeah.
I literally, and I think probably every parent that has adults can remember this. I mean, it seems like, a few months ago, my daughter was 9.
Yeah.
Now
It's
she's
crazy.
27 and married and lives in Boise. And
Wow.
we're trying to figure out, because as they want to start having a family, I'm like, Boise's not that far away, but I'm still kind of like, dude, I want to be close to the
I wanna be there,
grandkids.
yeah.
And yeah. So it's,
That's crazy.
yeah,
The years go by. The days go by slow, but the years go fast. It feels like,
oh, big time.
it feels like that's definitely true. So
Yeah, big time. So, kind of skipping back a little bit, you have one sibling, older, younger? Where you at in that?
younger. Yeah.
How-
Younger
How
brother.
much younger?
He's 31. I
And-
could be 31 or 32.
And how old are
I'm
you?
losing count. 34.
Okay,
So
so
he's
like
2 years younger.
3 years.
Yep.
Between you guys.
2 or 3. Yep.
Good deal. So, were you guys play a lot when you were kids? Like, what would you guys hang out together? Did you guys each have your own?
Yeah, we went through a lot together. We moved around a lot, so we were
Yeah.
kind of lean on each other from time to time. I think we were just far enough apart because I was born 91, he's 94, that it was hard to have a lot in common.
Right.
And we spent a lot of time together, but we probably didn't have the closest brotherhood relationship maybe we
Yeah.
could have. I would say we're close now, to an extent, but yeah, probably not.
Is he in the area, or is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, he's up here. Yep,
so
he's
everybody's
married.
up here.
Everybody's up here. Mom, dad, my brother's up here. He's married. He's doing really well. He's in insurance. And but yeah, it was it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if we had the normal brother. I think we did, but yeah, it's a good relationship. Yeah,
Yeah. Good, cool deal.
probably
The,
wasn't the nicest to him. I probably looking back.
oh, my brother's about the same about, well, exactly, I guess 2 years, but totally get it.
Yeah.
There was times in my life where we were like, we would be like, seems like we hung out a lot, and then there was times where my friends are, you
Yeah,
know you're in
just that
junior high or whatever,
big
and
enough gap
they're
where
in
you didn't
elementary school.
play
It's
together with your friends, or
yeah.
yeah,
So I
but
totally, and there was lots of times that I probably wasn't as good of an older brother as I,
yeah,
as I should have been.
yeah, same.
But it happens, and yeah, but it's cool. I know you'd mentioned your dad had some golf course,
Yeah,
like managing or whatever. So I know golf's kind of a big deal.
yep.
And somebody sitting at this table just got a hole in one, like just a little bit ago.
Yep.
That's got to be super
Over
cool.
at Bandon Dunes, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
dude. Bandon Dunes is on my bucket list.
It's still not, doesn't feel real yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing. Yeah, I was on the hole one at one of the par 3 courses. Yeah, just one hopping in. It was
Come
cool.
on,
My
man.
dad was there, my brother was there, one of my good friends. So yeah, I've been playing golf for a long time, and I technically have another one. I didn't see the ball go in. So this is my first where I saw it go in. So
Really?
yeah,
So you have 2 hole-in-ones.
technically two.
Well,
Technically two. I'm always cautious about the second one. The story behind that one is it was my first year in real estate at the it was at the realtor, the like annual realtor scramble tournament. So I was playing with 3 other guys that were realtors, and there was all these people there was a title company at the tee box, there was a title company at the other tee box, and it was at Avondale. It was on a par 4, hole 16 now.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
a 300-yard par 4, and I hit this drive. It was gonna be my last. I wasn't even gonna play the hole because we had a baby appointment for my daughter, like an ultrasound appointment that I was gonna go to. But they were like, "Oh, you should just play this last hole." And so I hit this drive. It was good, but I didn't think it was gonna go in or anything. Um, and we didn't watch it or anything, and no one really saw it. But there was a lot of people
300
around.
yards away. That's
Yeah,
a
there
ways.
was a lot of people around, and so we get up there. We're looking for my ball. We can't find it. Then one of the guys goes up and he finds it in the hole. And so it was like, oh my gosh, crazy. It felt like somebody put it in the hole. But nobody has ever owned up to that. And so it was real, but it didn't feel as real.
Oh, I'd be counting that in my book.
I mean, I count it
I
deep
totally
down,
get
but
it.
it's hard as a golfer to be like, yeah, but it was still counted on the scorecard.
Yeah.
My teammates were happy.
Yeah.
But then the best part was it was my last hole, so I didn't have to stick around. I just took off after and didn't have to buy drinks or deal with the repercussions.
Yeah.
So I do have 2. I do have 2. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a very good golfer, but did get a hole in one, and I was just like, I think I parred the number 1, and then I got a hole in one at number 2, and I was just like, I'm getting this game. Like, I figured it
I've
out.
arrived.
And then the hole number 3 happens. I was like,
back down to reality.
Yeah. It's a
hard to play
5,
golf.
and I think I threw an 8 on the board.
It's hard to play golf after you get a hole in one. You get a hole in one, it's like
That's the excuse
you
I
reach
wanna
the
use.
high,
Yes, I should've
and
just
now you
quit.
gotta somehow match that, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool. We were hoping my dad would get one. He's been playing golf for 50 years and he's never got a hole in one.
Oh, I
And
know
so
lots of
my
people
brother
haven't.
has one, I have one, and so we were hoping it was him, but selfishly I'm glad it was me too.
And I see on social media, your son's like an exceptional golfer,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Come on.
Definitely exceptional.
I've watched his swing and I'm like, holy buckets, that's a nice looking
he's
swing.
7 years old. He won 9 tournaments last year.
That's crazy.
Like legit tournaments. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's
Yeah, that's gotta be
definitely
fun.
I'm hoping he keeps loving it because we love to do it with him.
Yeah, and that's the super cool thing about golf, is you can do it till you're, pretty late into life.
Mhm.
And as a dad, it's something you can do with your son,
Yeah.
like for
Forever.
yeah, for as long as you're able to,
And you get you get, 4 hours plus of just time with your dad or time with your
Yeah.
son or your your brother. Like it's such a special thing you could do in a world that, is chaotic, and we have phones and we have all these distractions, like being
Yeah.
able to play golf. Yeah, I mean, I love playing golf with other people, but I love playing golf with my dad the most, and my son. So, that's kind of been my thought process with him. And I love playing with my daughter too. She just doesn't love it as much as as
Yeah.
Owen does, but is basically with him. I'm like, I'm gonna just, if he doesn't ever do anything with this, at least he's gonna want to love to play with. At least he loves to play with me,
Yeah.
And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if it's, hey, I love going golfing because I get to hang out with dad. Like that's what we try to make it all about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's super
um,
cool.
but selfishly, I hope he makes it.
Yeah. So my son plays for NIC basketball. So they had a tournament down in Twin Falls, and my daughter's in Boise, and she now is kind of getting into golf because her husband's into golf.
Okay.
And so let's see, we were down in Twin Falls. I think it's called Canyon Creek or something like that.
I haven't played much down
And
there.
oh,
Yeah.
dude, that was so fun.
Cool course.
It's like this huge canyon, and the golf course in the bottom of a canyon. So like on
Okay,
hole
yeah,
number
yeah.
14, there's this huge waterfall coming out of the canyon.
Wow.
And you can I can't remember the whole number that it was, but there's a huge bridge, which is, I think it's the highest base jumping legal bridge in the United States.
Wow.
So you can watch people base jumping off of it while you're
Wow, that's kind of a cool
golfing.
experience. That's
It
awesome.
was super cool, but it was fun. It was a chance to hang out with my daughter and my son-in-law
Yeah.
for 4.5 hours.
That's great.
Just and you're
That's
not it's not like you're playing basketball or something where you're just sweating and everything and you can't really talk. I mean, you can talk
Yeah.
and chat, but it's not sitting at a table just
Yeah.
drilling questions
It's
or whatever
funny
at
to
them.
it's funny to watch it's funny to watch guys my age, my friends now, because when I was growing up, I've been golfing since I was 2. So when I was growing up, when I was in high school, and golf was still kind of like why do you play golf? Like it was kind of
Yeah.
the boring sport. And it's grown a lot since then. A lot of even high schoolers like it, and it's way more popular now. So it's funny to see the guys that were like, "What are you doing?" And now they're getting a taste of golf, and they play more than I do, or they're more obsessed with it than I am. And so yeah, it's a great sport. Great sport.
It is pretty fun. But I remember in high school, my dad would golf, not a ton, but periodically. And it just seemed like, because I played basketball and baseball, and it was kind of like, oh, dude, that is not fun. It just looked boring.
It seems that way, but then
The
you start
ball's
playing
just
it.
sitting there, and
Yeah.
like, how could you, like anybody could be good at golf. The ball's not moving.
Yeah,
That is
Yeah.
so far from the truth.
it is. It
It's
is.
like,
It's a great sport. It's a great sport,
Oh.
and it's really cool. Talk about being a parent. It's really cool to. That's the best part about being a parent, is just you get to go through life the way you get to go through your own life and realize, like, I need to do this differently, or when I have kids, I want to make sure that we get to raise them this way, and
yeah,
so it's fun, not even just in sports, but in life. But with Owen in sports, or my daughter too, it's fun to just, as a parent, kind of teach them or coach them, or not in a coachy way, but teach them mindset, help them believe in themselves,
yeah,
help them really have confidence in their ability.
yep,
Not that I didn't feel like I didn't, I did, that wasn't a strong suit of mine growing up with sports, it was my mental game. So it's cool to have the opportunity to help with that,
Absolutely.
and in life too, and in their lives. And so I don't know if you can relate with that, but that's been one of the best parts about being a parent,
No,
for sure.
totally. Obviously I love sports, but I think that sports, I mean, whichever sport you choose, just teaches you so much. It teaches you how to deal with
Yeah.
failure, how to deal with success, how to be a good teammate, how to, just all of the things that, how to handle difficulty when something doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
On the golf course. I mean, I'm sure this happened. Well, you've played way more golf than me, but you hit this like great drive or something, and whatever, it hits a sprinkler head and kicks off into the bushes, and you're like, totally
Just got
unfair.
a bad break. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, God,
You can't control it.
I got
Just
it.
like in business, like,
Yes.
there's all these things that we can't control, but I want to control it. And sports is a great way to teach you that, It's
Yeah.
awesome. So,
Yeah.
and golf is a great way to golf is a great sport to grow up with. And to me, it's like real estate. It's like you, it's you go through a lot of ups and downs while you're playing. For the most part, it's kind of boring and mundane. But when the highs, when you make a birdie or you close a big deal or you go through, and you have that win, it's a really big win. It's a really big moment. Kind of like baseball, or it's kind of a grueling sport.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I've got, when you said birdie, it just, for whatever reason, it made me think of, because I got we had a Christmas party and I got this, Yeti flask, which I keep birdie juice in my golf bag. And
Gotta have it.
and I'll put some bourbon in there, and you just think, man, every time I'll get a birdie, I'll take a little nip of the bourbon, and it's kind of like my little treat.
You got to reward yourself. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it lasts way longer than I'd like it to last.
That might be a good thing. That may be a
Yeah,
good thing too.
But I'm like, I'll have a round where I'm like, dude, I like had one the whole, or I'll go around and I won't have any.
All year long.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so my
That's awesome.
golf game, you just pick it up, pick up my flask and be like, oh, dude, this is pretty full. That means that I have not been playing very good golf.
Love that. Love that. But yeah, it's my son's been doing great, and it's crazy to watch him. I hope that he still continues to love it as he grows. He's
Yeah.
got such a better mental game than any of the kids out there. It's pretty wild.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, my oldest son, he was so busy with sports, never really got into golf, and I wasn't a big golfer. When I had, obviously the 5 kids at home and their sports, and then my work schedule and stuff, I just didn't really have a lot of time to golf. So I wasn't this big golfer. But I remember, I started to golf a little bit, and he was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to go with you." I was like, "Sure, come on." I said, "But you've got to." I think he was like 17 at the time. I'm like, you have to like, I like to play. I don't like slow golf kills me.
oh, me too. Me too.
I'm not good, but I'm not slow.
Yeah, that's my
So-
rule. Is if you aren't good, you should still know how to play fast.
Yes.
Nobody wants to play slow.
Nobody wants to play slow. And so I was like, hey, there's going to have to be time. I wanted to prepare him. I was like, there's going to be times where I'm going to have you pick up your ball.
Yeah.
And no arguing. Just pick it up. We'll put it up where mine's at. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool, Dad. And I kid you not, I don't think we picked up his ball very often. And I was like, and he's better than me. And it was just
Just a natural.
it's crazy. I don't know what the heck's going on. And he doesn't think about it, but
That's the key.
he's very like he's not OCD, but borderline.
Yeah.
And so that like doing the exact same thing, like
Hmm.
all the time, which in golf is so important. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I'll hit it. I'm not a,
So he probably doesn't get too mentally up and down. Probably sticks to the
just-
routine, sticks to what
yeah.
he's got to do. Yeah, that's
And he
perfect.
just-
Yeah.
he's got he's kind of long, lean body, but he just gets that hip rotation so quick. And I'm like, I'll hit a drive and I'll be like, dude, that was beautiful. And right down the middle. And then he'll hit and it'll be 50 yards past me. And I'm like, that's
Love
just
that.
wrong.
That's awesome.
But, like watching your kids play sports, is literally, I know you're going to watch your
Yeah.
daughter playing a
Yeah.
little bit. I'm going to watch my son playing a little bit.
Yep. It's the
It's
best.
so fun.
Yeah. I feel like it teaches the kids a lot, but it teaches the parents a lot, especially golf, because I'm just sitting there. I get more frustrated than he does, at whether he hits a good shot or I try not to show it,
Yeah.
but it's just such a tough challenge. It teaches you like how to release that, and okay, they gotta make mistakes too. It's not always gonna be perfect for them. Or it just, even sports in general just teaches them. It teaches you as a parent how your kids are too, and how they're gonna take it, how they're gonna take their abilities that they have into whatever they do in their life, whether it's a business or whatever job they have. Like my daughter, you can kind of tell, like, okay, what are you strong at? What are you not strong at? Or, same with my son. It's a great way to help you parent better too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, as we kind of wrap up, I always try to get, like a little bit of insight on just different things. And with you and your wife, I know you're in real estate, but you are an entrepreneur. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's your business. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nobody like, you don't punch a time clock and
Definitely your own
someone's,
thing. Yeah.
you know, like, sure, you can not work if you don't want to work, but then you're not making any money. So,
Yep.
um, but I mean, you have to, you know, as far as taking on a buyer agent, having an assistant, I mean,
Yeah.
there's obviously operating costs and financial costs. And you got to figure out how much
Yeah.
money's coming in and how much you can afford to pay and all that kind of stuff. And obviously your wife's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody who's maybe they're doing a, you know, a regular 9 to 5 job or 7 to 3 job or whatever it is, but they really want to look at entrepreneurship or they want to look at becoming their own business owner. Do you have any advice for an entrepreneur, either young or just starting out?
For somebody that is doing a 9 to 5 now, but has
Maybe they want to enter
aspirations.
the whole world of owning a business or something.
Yeah. It's a good question. I mean, I've seen a lot of people get into real estate over the last 10 years that did come from a 9 to 5 job. Um, sorry. And I would say the hardest thing to detach from is getting a consistent paycheck or feeling like the actions you put
Yes.
in that means that you deserve a paycheck. And a
Yeah.
lot of people struggle with that where they get tired or weary of, you know, I'm doing so much work, but I'm not getting paid in return, or that deal fell apart, you know, and there's they're not entitled about it, but it's just because they're so used to getting a paycheck for their work, regardless of how the work was, or, you know, that's just ingrained, you know, and that's not a negative thing on them. It's just, that's part of being a W-2 employee. And so, you know, I've been, and I'm sure you can relate, just in business now for so long that I don't have I don't know it any different. You know, it's just
Right.
just like the Bible, you know, the Bible says you sow, you in the right time, the harvest will reap. You know, we have to keep doing good at the right time, the harvest will reap.
Yep.
And, you know, in real estate, in any business, it might take 4 months, 5 months. You might get a big deal right away and close a deal right away. Or I've seen people grind for 12 months and make one paycheck, you know, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to be successful. A lot of those people turned out to be really successful. And so it's just the whole time you put in versus what you get back or when it comes back to you. I think as a business owner,
Yes.
you know, my wife now, she's been grinding for 5 years with this and really, you know, hasn't really arrived at a place where she's seeing all the reward there. But every day that goes by, it's like, okay, it's growing and growing and growing, and you get stronger and stronger and stronger. So I think that's really, and again, there's the practical side too of, you know, can you afford to not get paid? You know, there's the practical side that
Yeah.
you go through, and that's life. But I would say that's probably the key thing is just doing actions without knowing you're going to get paid or not. You know, obviously we all want to get paid, but there's so many things that we do or that I do all day long that, you know, we don't get it paid in our timing.
Right. Right.
But eventually you do. And when it pays off, it pays off, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's been a huge part of our story, kind of that delayed gratification. For
Totally.
sure.
And while you're talking, I was just thinking of I have a friend that is in business, and I remember them asking me, they're not in business anymore for themselves,
Mhm.
and I remember them asking me, okay, now, like for some reason they thought I knew a lot about business, which they were
Hey.
asking. Their first sign should have been, "We're asking the wrong person a question." But they were like, "Well, if I put in this, how much do you think I'm going to get back?"
Yeah.
And I remember saying, "You might not get anything back.
Yeah.
That might just be an expense that there was no."
You never see it.
Well, like, how do I know to put it in or not? And it was just they in their mind, because they'd always been in
Yeah.
a like every 2 weeks I got a paycheck type of
Yeah.
thing. Like if I do this, then I get this.
Or if I do this, I get a raise. You
Right.
know, or yeah.
And man, it doesn't work like that in, you know, in
It's
business when you're working for either a commission or you're running a business.
yeah. Running no
Sometimes,
different.
and you've probably faced this at times, but sometimes your business actually costs you money.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute here. I worked all these hours and I wrote the business a
Like, this
check.
doesn't make sense in my mind. Why am I doing this? You know, so
Yeah.
you really got to just dig in and be patient, you know?
Yeah.
I think
And I
there's
thought, earlier you talked about in getting into real estate, you know, getting on a team. And I'm not in real estate, but I was
Yeah.
like, dude, that makes when you were talking about, the team leader,
Yep.
whoever owns the team or whatever you call it, they're paying a lot of the expenses. They're, paying for
Yeah.
the leads or whatever. And it was like, man, I thought, dude, that seems like that's the only way to go if you're getting
I
in.
think it's one of the only ways to go, but a lot of people think there's nothing, I don't know how other careers are, but people tend to think that what people's perception is of being a real estate agent when they get their license to what
Right.
actually happens when you get it. There's a far off line there.
Yep.
I think
I could see
people
that.
assume it's maybe a little easier than they think, or people will just want to use them, or deals are going to come easily. It's kind of there's this like selfish, like I'm in business for myself in real estate, but in reality, like, being an apprentice in some ways, and just like that was why I'm able to do what I'm able to do now. I mean, I didn't really come from necessarily money, and not that I'm at a place where, oh, we have all this money now, but that was a huge part of when I got into real estate, was seeing guys that were like guy like TJ, or seeing guys that were financially striving for, you know, financially doing well.
Yeah.
Even, I was able to see how he stewarded his money, and it's lessons like that I was able to just watch, and that was just from a money standpoint. I was able to get training and see how people, how he negotiated deals and all that, and just have someone to talk to, as a
Right.
mentor, or just getting leads and getting, in front of people, stuff like that. But just being able to see and watch, is like, that's what it's all about.
Completely. Because I would,
I always remember him saying, I mean, I don't know how much he was making at the time, but he was doing really well. And back, he still is doing well, but he's doing really well back then in his real estate career. And he's like, I just live like I make 60,000 a year every year, and that always stuck with me. It'd probably be a different number now because of inflation, but
yeah.
that always stuck with me, because you could be making 100, 200, 300, 400, but you keep your same lifestyle in some ways. You could splurge here and there and do that, but your bills, your mortgage. So that was always something that stuck with me. So I think for anybody getting into real estate or any job, I would recommend having a long-term mindset and going, I'm going to learn from somebody for a year or two until I go out on my own and really do this,
Yeah.
So
I thought that was a good point when you're talking about people pay, think nothing of paying and taking out loans and stuff for school.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like, well, I'm not going to go work and not make a lot of money right off the bat. I think that
Yeah.
probably,
Yep.
I'm sure this is the case with real estate, that people's expectations is, oh, dude, I'm going to become a real estate agent. I'm going to make lots of money. Wait a minute here.
There's great opportunity. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, and
yeah.
anybody can do well in it, but it's not what you think it is at the same time. But
you might have to put in a year or two or whatever before that flow starts
comes
happening.
in. Yeah. Like I have my buyer's agent, Sam, he's in his 10th month right now, and probably one of the hardest markets in the last couple of years to really, especially for new agents coming in. So he's been able to close 21 deals, do about 10 million in volume. And we're sharing those commissions, but he's still doing well. He's growing, and that won't always be the case for him, So,
well, even just the experience of being a part of 21 deals, that's,
yeah. I mean, he's only been in 10 months, and he knows buyers better than I do at this point, in this market. So,
yeah. But I mean, a lot of people you think about if you're paying for that.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's making any money in some
he's still making good money. Yeah.
Dude, all the stuff that I learned.
Yeah, it's incredible. But
yeah.
Well,
cool deal, man. Man, thanks so much for sitting down with me and
talking
with me. And,
thank you.
I actually got to know you a little bit better. And now it's like, you might have to, give me like 9 shots aside, but dude, we got to go golfing sometime.
We got to do it. Let's do it. As soon as we get out of this
Seattle
weather, I don't know what we're going through right now, but man.
Yeah, we got some serious rain going on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let's do it. Be fun.
Let's do it. Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And if you like hearing people's stories, man, like this, subscribe to it, share this, whatever you can do to help me figure how to do this properly out. And as always, I'll see you next week, Wednesday morning. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.